What's up, my friends? Jason Woodland back again with Always the Journey TV. This is episode number 39. So again, welcome to 2021. It's been an interesting week so far, but things are going to be great this year. I'm totally optimistic about that. And I'm really excited about sharing with you my friend and her business and the amazing things that she's got going on here in just a couple of moments. But again, I wanted to thank you very much for tuning in to Always the Journey TV and learning about all these amazing people in the community and what they're doing for their businesses and their jobs, their art, their side hustles, their event spaces, and everything in between. Today's small business shout out is a restaurant called Los Garcia, and it is located at 8745 South, 700 East in the Sandy area. So go and say what's up to them. It's funny because I can literally eat chips and salsa. I could eat it for probably breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day if I could get away with it. But anyway, today is my friend Sarah McClure. Sarah is a trained, traveled, and trusted supervisory agent with Wishes Family Travel since 2013. She has a degree in elementary education from the University of Utah, is married to her high school sweetheart, and is raising 3 beautiful daughters. Travel and adventure have been a part of Sarah's life since she was a little girl, and she continues to enjoy all the happiness that traveling offers. Sarah loves helping families design amazing vacations so that they can reconnect, experience new cultures, foods, languages, and adventures, and creating lifelong memories. Her planning services start with listening to your requests and continue by working in partnership with you to build the right vacation package for your family. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce my friend Sarah McClure. What's up?
Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. It's freaking awesome so far, and it's a beautiful day.
Yes.
Thank
you.
What's
for
going on? You having a good day so far?
Having a wonderful day. It's beautiful, and things are going just marvelously well. Thank you.
Nice. That's great. So I'm really excited about talking to you about your business. The conversations we've had about your business, it's inspiring because especially, going through 2020 as we've just done with the shutdowns and the changes and all that kind of stuff, just the thought of being able to plan a vacation is inspiring. And
giddy.
Yes, it does. Honestly, I'm already inspired just talking to you about the idea of planning a vacation. So I want to learn, first of all, what was it that inspired you to start your business all to begin with and get involved in the travel industry?
So like you said, I do have a degree in elementary education. I spent a number of years in elementary schools teaching younger kids, and decided to leave that area of my life behind and raise my children on their own. But the essence behind that is that I am a very organized person. I'm very detail oriented. And over the years of raising young kids, we had many trips, and I did all the planning, all the organizing, all the details. And I had an opportunity to join Wishes Family Travel about 8 years ago. And I have grown my business marvelously well. I survived a global shutdown and a pandemic, and I'm still here helping people create amazing vacations in spite of all that. And I'm thrilled to be able to use my skills, like I mentioned, my organization, my detail focused mind, to help people create these vacations. And that's how I got started, was just kind of life choices that led me in this direction. And honestly, Wishes Family Travel literally fell in my lap one day, and I couldn't have been more happy to have had the opportunity to grow my business with them.
Wow, that is really awesome. And 8 years, that's a really good track record.
Yep. I'm here for the long haul. I love what I do.
Yeah, I could only imagine, because you're literally helping people create some of the most special memories of their entire lives in certain circumstances.
And honestly, that is my why. It didn't take me long to figure out my big why for why I do this, why I stick with it. And that's it right there in a nutshell. bringing families together when we live in a world where families are going 90 different directions every week. Even sitting down for dinner a few times a week can be challenging. But when you're on vacation, you're together. You're at a theme park, you're standing in line, you're together. You're at a resort or on a cruise ship, you're together. You're reconnecting, making new memories, experiencing new adventures, new cultures, new foods, and you're doing it together. And the end result that comes out of it are the experiences, the photographs, the memories that are with you forever. And I love playing a very small part in helping families build those memories together.
I love that. So tell me more specifically about your business. So let's talk, I mean, really all the nuts and bolts. Tell me about that, please.
Okay, the biggest thing to understand, as you heard me say many times before, is that my planning services are free. And the big question to that is, how or why are they free? And the reason for that is almost all suppliers, rental cars, theme parks, their tickets, their hotels, resorts in Mexico, everywhere. So a hotel, an all-inclusive resort, cruise lines, rental cars, excursion companies. So you want to go shark diving? Those companies all have a commission amount built into them. Pretty much everyone except airlines. There's a commission amount built in. And that amount is there whether you choose to go online and book it yourself, or whether you choose to use a professional to assist you with every aspect. That money's there. So that's how I can say I don't charge anything extra for being a part of your vacation planning process. So once you have traveled, that supplier then takes that commission amount and pays me. So I still get paid for my services, but you're not the one paying me. The supplier is. However, when you go online and book that yourself, that supplier keeps that money. You get no services, no help, no advocacy, no assistance. But the bottom line is to answer the question, why would you pay for something you are not receiving? And that something is the service, the professionalism, the expertise, the knowledge, and the advocacy that I provide.
That is ultra fascinating. So what you're trying to tell me then is that if I buy XYZ, it's going to cost the same as if I come to you and get the same exact thing, but then I have you to be able to rely on and make a phone call to and say, hey, what is your opinion on this? Or how do I navigate this? Or, you know, how that planning and so forth. That's really interesting. I think a lot of people might not have any clue that that's how that kind of system works.
Absolutely. You know, there are other industries that have the same payment concept, but I think a lot of people do need to really understand that you're getting a lot when you have someone by your side. And I've had some people say to me, well, it's my vacation. I want to plan it. Trust me, I completely understand and I completely respect that aspect. I'm not here to take over your vacation, because what I may plan for my family may be something very different than what you plan for your family. But what I do is I pride myself in building a relationship with my clients so that I get to know specifically what they're looking for, and then can present the options and ideas that are tailored to their wants and needs.
Okay, interesting. So
nothing is ever cookie cutter. It's all tailored and specific to each individual family or couple.
right. So from what it's sounding like, you're maybe dedicating a little bit of time in the very beginning to do sort of like maybe a fact-finding analysis to find out exactly what their needs and wants are. And then you help them, like you team up with them and build exactly what they're looking for. And then you can also give some of your expertise because you've been there and done that. And you can say, hey, you know what? I've actually done this before and I'd maybe do it a little bit differently. Or maybe this excursion could be better done if you do this thing. Or am I on the right path there?
You are, absolutely. My clients have access to my phone. They call me, they text me, not at all hours of the day, of course, because I do have family, as you can see. But we have that relationship where they can call me and say, hey, Sarah, I was thinking about this. What do you think? Or, hey, Sarah, we need to get a scooter. My mom's coming and needs a little bit of extra assistance. So we work through all of those different components so that everything is seamless and fluid and easy for you.
Nice. And I did, of course, just want to bring everybody's attention to Mickey Mouse up there in the corner. I love that. I haven't been to Disneyland in quite some time, or Disney World in quite some time, for obvious reasons. And they're definitely the happiest places on earth. And you specialize in, I mean, you know all things Disney, from what I understand, right?
Yeah. So years ago, well, first off, Wishes Family Travel is an authorized Disney vacation planner agency. We are earmarked by Disney because of our commitment to our customer service and our knowledge of all of their different product lines. But when I started with Wishes 8 years ago, that was Disney was our bread and butter. That's what we really specialized in. And while we do still specialize in Disney, of course, in order to grow my business, I have grown as a travel agent and now service many more destinations other than just Disney.
All right, cool. But if someone wants Disney, they definitely know they can talk to you, and you're going to know all things Disney.
Absolutely. Mickey Mouse is in my heart.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, so now let's talk about what places do you really specialize in planning for people? So people can understand, okay, Sarah's going to be my person if I want to do X, Y, and Z. What are the destinations that you really like to focus on?
Right. So we live on a very big world with very varied options to visit. And while I would like to say, yes, I'm an expert in everything around the world, that would not be very true now, would it? So I would like to say that I pride myself in helping families, couples. I even work with employee rewards trips for large groups, large families, friend groups who are looking for destinations within the US, of course, Mexico, the Caribbean, Canada, Europe. Cruises are definitely another huge portion of my business. But if we're looking for more extreme travel, for example, if you want to tour Asia and go to Vietnam and Cambodia, I could probably help you put together a package, but I've never been. That's not necessarily my specialty. I would say Europe, North America, the Caribbean, cruises, typical family vacations are going to be my wheelhouse.
Perfect. And just to clarify, you said that whether they're families, friend groups, let me ask this. Is there such thing as a group that's too small that you would work with or too large that you would work with?
I have done individual trips, just people saying, hey, I want to go to Hawaii. I'm going to go to Hawaii, and built vacations for individual solo travelers. I have also done large groups of 50 or more people. And I love being able to spearhead those kinds of trips because it takes the pressure off of the lead guest. So if we're talking a large family, it takes the pressure. Typically it's grandma and grandpa, or one lead guest who's planning a vacation, and it takes that pressure off and allows them to really enjoy the vacation planning experience.
Okay, that's really cool. So as far as your customer base, what geographic locations do you cover?
Anywhere in the US. I have clients from Washington and Oregon all the way across the country into Maryland, North Carolina, Florida, the entire US. I even have Canadian clients.
Oh, really?
Yep, I do.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay. So as far as the COVID situation, I'm assuming that you've been briefed on all of the things. So who is accepting what, who's not accepting, and you can also be that liaison for your client to say, this place might not be the best place right now because there's a lot of things maybe shut down or there's maybe some problems, and then maybe sort of direct them in a better way. Tell me a little bit more about the experience right now with COVID and how you're helping your clients along those lines.
So the first thing I always like to talk to my clients about, because everybody is different in their wants and needs, is how much of a restrictive situation are you looking for? Are you looking for a destination that might be a little bit more open and free? Or are you looking for a destination that has more rigorous requirements? Because we have everything across the gamut as far as destination requirements go. But as far as my feeds, my social media, my emails, they are inundated with this information. So I know the sites to go to get the information for my clients. Accurate information, not projections, not guesses, not blogs, but direct information from the government sites is what I rely on to give my clients accurate information, up-to-date information that is based on the requirements. So as far as the COVID situation now, the world is trying desperately to open back up. And like I said, there are some destinations that are still closed.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate, but we'll be patient and we'll be ready to travel to those destinations when they open. On the other hand, there are some destinations that are open, being very successful, being very safe and having lots of visitors come to enjoy their vacations in those destinations. I think I saw yesterday, Mexico has had 6.4 million visitors since they reopened post-COVID.
Holy moly.
There are places that are ready, willing, and able to be open, and there are definitely people who are ready, willing, and able to travel.
Okay. And then obviously too, for some, let's say someone talks with you, they set up something, there's going to be some leniency if something, let's say they choose a destination and then let's say the destination shuts down. I'm assuming there's going to be some leniency in being able to shift those time frames that they chose or cancel if they need be. What does that look like right now?
So again, every supplier is going to have its own terms and conditions. But again, that's something that we are very diligent about providing those details up front so you know what you're getting into, what you're purchasing. The biggest thing that I think everybody absolutely has to include in their budget anymore is vacation insurance. That allows for, if your destination requires a COVID test before your arrival and you test positive and you can't travel, then we have that backup security of an insurance plan that says, okay, we can either modify and let's go 6 months from now, or we can cancel and get your money back. So there are different ways that we can handle those situations. If something were to happen on your end, if the destination itself closes down, the history has shown us that resorts, airlines are very accommodating to modify. We have to understand that they're in the business of making money.
Right.
And so they're going to want to keep as much. And the way that they keep it is by saying, well, hey, let's modify it. Let's have you go 6 months, 12 months down the line.
Right. Instead of a full refund, they're going to do their best to see if they can reschedule it.
Correct.
Okay, good. So what I'm really wanting to just sort of recap here is that, you're going to be a perfect one-stop shop for someone who's trying to figure out a trip, whether it be a family, a friend group, individual, a company, whatever that looks like. You're going to help them navigate every single aspect of the COVID safe and proper rules set forth for the destination they're going to specifically.
Absolutely.
You're also going to show them exactly what their the insurance recommendations would be regarding what they should and maybe shouldn't do. And then also, like, how granular does it get? Is there maybe a situation that let's say Disney World in Florida. Let's say someone says, Sarah, do you maybe have a favorite restaurant in the area that you could direct us to? Is that something also that you can share?
Absolutely. So I can get as nitty gritty as you want, or I can play a more higher level role. I offer it all. So if we're talking a Walt Disney World vacation, I help you get your My Disney Experience account set up. I help you set up your park reservations. I get up at 3:50 in the morning to make dining reservations for my clients at Walt Disney World.
Wow.
Yes, that's pretty nitty gritty.
That is. I was going to ask if you did that, and I'm like, well, before I ask if she does that, I don't want to assume anything. But I mean, literally, if someone wants to have every minute detail planned, you can handle that.
I can. I have had some people, and it's been a long time since I've had this request, but they have wanted itineraries planned down to the minute. And while I can do it, I don't like doing that because it takes away that ability, the freedom to live in the moment. You know, if we're talking Disney and I'm telling you that you need to be on Splash Mountain at this time, but yet your kids see Gaston over here and they want to meet Gaston, but you're saying, no, we have to be on Splash Mountain. Sarah said Splash Mountain. You have to allow for some spontaneity and living in the moment, for sure.
I totally agree. I'm a huge adventurer myself, so it sort of reminded me of Robert De Niro's character in I can't believe I forgot that movie, where he's planning down every single minute detail of everything. And it's absolutely hilarious. But that's what it reminded me of. But anyways, we know that you can handle everything, and you can also be ultra high level too. So if someone says, Sarah, we just want to go on a cruise, 6 months from now, but we don't want you to do any of the excursion planning or anything. We just want the cruise.
Right.
You can help them navigate, set up the cruise, and then they can go and they can maybe get the excursion or not, depending on if it's sold out, et cetera, right?
Absolutely. Looking at going down to Punta Cana this year. Yes, you can plan excursions and book one for Tuesday and one for Thursday and one for Saturday. But if you get down there and it's raining and you don't want to go hiking on a rainy day, there has to be some ability to change things at the spur of the moment based on immediate happenings.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so just to cover also, if someone talks to you, they are not writing you a check.
Oh, absolutely not. In fact, when I make payments for my clients, the line item on the credit card statement shows that supplier. So if we're talking Disney, it'll say Walt Disney Travel Company. If we are talking Royal Caribbean is on your credit card statement. There are no funds that come through me at all.
Okay. All right, cool. So although we've sort of talked a bit about it, let's just sort of nail it down. Who is your perfect client? So anybody watching this interview, I'm trying to speak directly to that person for them to say, Sarah's my person. I need to work with her to get this thing set up. Your perfect client or a good referral for you. What does that look like?
So the perfect client for me is somebody who values having a support system by their side. Again, it's not to say that I'm here to take over, but I am here as an advisor, an advocate, and a support throughout the entire process. So if you're wanting that, then I'm your person. If you value working with small business, somebody who you have direct access to, I'm your person. A good referral for me is you're out having coffee and your friend says, or tea. Sorry, Jason, I should have said tea.
Thanks.
If you're out having tea with your friend and they say, oh my gosh, we are so ready to get out of here. Thank you. Cheers. We're ready to get out of here. We're ready to plan a vacation. we just need the sun and some time together. Hey, talk to my friend Sarah. She will hook you up. She will take really good care of you. That's a great referral.
Okay, perfect. And obviously, since you're on the inside of the industry, you're going to know where all the deals are, when the best times are. If someone is saying, I want to go to Florida in August, you might say, that's going to be really humid. You might want to hang tight a few minutes, right?
Yeah. And even to go along with that, when new promotions do come up, I mean, this is granted we're before final payment due date, but when new promotions do come up, I go in and modify my clients' vacation packages to get them some savings. In fact, many of my clients just this week got an email from me that was titled Savings Inside, because I was able to modify their package to get them a promotional offer that saved them some money. So I ask, is your booking engine going to do that for you?
Right. Okay, that's extremely exciting.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: are you currently, are any of the cruise lines currently allowing bookings at this point for the future, or?
Yeah, so as far as cruises go, they are still not sailing at least through March. Um, some have extended some of their ship no sails for a little bit longer than that, but we can certainly book a cruise for later into 2022, and some even into 2023. So if you want to go down that road, we can certainly do it. I just like to have the conversation that, let's put that little voice in the back of your head that says, we may have to modify, and that would, while it hurts your heart to have to cancel or modify a vacation, just having that on the back burner that there's still a lot we don't know as far as cruising goes right now. But yeah, I'm happy to secure reservations for several to many months down the line.
Okay. And you do work with all of the major cruise lines, is that correct?
Both ocean and river. So that's something that people don't often think about, is exploring our United States on a river cruise.
Oh, absolutely. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, this has been really, really good to be able to learn so much about your business and to be able to share your business, with people within my network as well, because I know that you provide a ton of value. You're an awesome person, and I know that you're on top of things. Every time I've ever reached out to you, I mean, you seem to be right there, and I appreciate that. In business, what would you say is for the person that wants to talk to you? So I'm assuming, since your service is free, let's say someone says, I just want to get some ideas on what it could look like. Can they reach out to you and say, Sarah, can we just have a few minutes, sort of a consultation about my next plans? You'll help with that, correct?
Absolutely. And in fact, having a live consultation, whether that be voice over the phone or in person over Zoom, is my preferred way of making that connection with my clients. It's a more personal way rather than, I will go back and forth over email or text, but it's not very personal. I like to have that personal connection with my clients. So yes, if you're wanting to sit down and have a conversation with me about, hey, what does Walt Disney World look like right now? What does Universal Orlando look like right now? What is Mexico, Dominican Republic? What do all these places look like for travel for my family? I'm happy to have a conversation with you about that.
Nice. So what would be the best way for someone to get a hold of you?
My good old trusty phone that doesn't ever grow legs and walk away. It's always there. So yeah, you can call me, you can text me, but my phone's always there.
Okay, awesome. And then from what it looks like, you also have a Facebook page that you can be found at smclure.wft.
Stands for Wishes Family Travel. I'm very active on there. I hope it allows you to see a little bit of my personality coming through with things that make me excited, promotions that are released, great videos even from my clients who've traveled and shared some of their experiences. So yeah, Facebook is pretty handy. And then of course my phone.
Yes, absolutely. So, Sarah, do you have any fun travel plans this year?
Oh my gosh. So last year we had 4 trips canceled, which
Yeah.
oh, it hurt so bad. And it's been a year since I've traveled, other than camping. We've done a lot of stuff here in Utah, but so in just a few weeks, my husband and I are going to be celebrating our 25th anniversary in Punta Cana. We are staying in a butler suite at a resort there, so that'll be a new experience for us.
Congrats.
And later in the spring, we're going to be celebrating a graduation of one of my children, and we're going to go to Cancun and stay at Hotel Xcaret and doing all of those 9 parks and getting our adventure on down in Cancun.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, 2 great celebrations. Celebrations are always a reason to vacation.
Exactly. Okay, so as we go to a wrap up, I like to ask, what is one of your favorite quotes or one of your favorite songs or both?
Oh, so a song that I love is Married Life from the movie Up. It has been my ringtone for probably 3 years. I love the sentiment behind it, and I love just the calming nature of that song. As far as a quote, I'm probably going to slaughter it just because I don't have it memorized, but it's from, of course, Walt Disney. And basically, if you can dream it, you can do it. And I think that says a lot for people not only having the dream, but having the push to make that dream become a reality.
I love that. I love that so much. And you know, the thing that's so extremely important about travel is not just for the sake of unplugging, which is also important in terms of the whole self-care concept, right?
Right.
But it's important to learn about the world around us. It's important to learn about other cultures. It's important to learn about geography. It's important to learn about history. And you can do that with books, you can do that with documentaries and so forth, but it does not hold a candle to being there in the mix.
You know, one thing that always strikes me when I travel, and this started years ago, probably when I was a young teen, is when you go to an airport and you're sitting at your gate waiting and you are seeing literally thousands of people cross your field of vision, and knowing that you will probably never, ever, ever have another contact with that individual again. It's always blown my mind how big this world is, how many people this world is home to, and how we can have an impact, even if it's just waving and smiling at someone as you're passing them in the airport. And the same when you're flying, you know, how many tens of thousands of feet over the world, and you look out over that window and you see how big our world is and how much there is out there for us to experience and have an impact on and show love toward. It's mind-boggling how big it is, how little we really are.
Yeah.
But how big of an impact we really can make, like I said, with simple things, smiling, making a nice comment to someone, all the way to bigger things like doing mission trips and, you know, all different kinds of things. But
absolutely,
we're in a pretty amazing place.
Yeah, absolutely. And you and I can definitely talk about traveling the world forever because it's fun, it's inspiring, and you know, I mean, I'm a huge advocate for your business, and I'm really excited to show this this interview with people. But Sarah, this has been a real pleasure having you on the show today.
Well, I am so grateful for the opportunity. I think you have one of the biggest hearts, and I appreciate your generosity and your kindness. And again, I just thank you for the opportunity. It's been a joy chatting with you today.
You're awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to place you in the green room for a few moments while I wrap up the show, if that's cool.
Sounds good. Thanks, you guys. Take care.
Thanks so much. So there you have it, my friends. Sarah McClure, definitely reach out to her. She's Wishes Family Travel. She's absolutely amazing. She's a wonderful person, and she's going to help you with everything that we just barely talked about. So if you're getting inspired in 2021 to start looking at what that looks like for traveling this year or even next, definitely reach out to her. She doesn't cost a dime. She's amazing. She's going to have your back. Thank you so much for tuning in to Always the Journey TV. Throw us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question, throw it down in the comments. And if I don't have the answer to it, I know Sarah will. So we'll jump into that. So thank you very much for tuning in. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you, my friends. Take care.